Hey, DJ here from PTA. I'm gonna go over two stocks today. No trades for me today. I'm going over the top winners that happened in the Discord. Shout out to Trade Queen for giving out these winners. They were definitely great scalps to get in and out. First, let's go over the breakdown of the SPY today. Again, guys, we're still in this down trend. So this nice little rally we had in the previous week is now being absorbed and taken down. Today was a down day. I think the Dow fell or closed out 300 points. So again, it's one of those things where you got to look at the overall trend. Now I get that you get bounces and opportunities for a short play, but overall what we're looking at right now is a downtrend. And I think this is going to continue. Certain things have changed, such as crude prices, oil, different things of that sort. So, give you an example with ExxonMobil after hitting 105, it's just been on a downtrend. So you're going to continue to see certain things rebound or get back to its collective, as I call it. But overall, the market is down, and I continue to see this downward period throughout probably the rest of the summer. So the two stocks I want to go over today is Kspn and Ormp. Hey guys, as I'm talking and typing this in, I just want to let you guys know, make sure you join the Discord while it's still free. We're going to be closing it up here real soon. And as well as, if you like this video, you like any of our videos, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Now to go into Kspn we were looking for a second day run from the day before. Basically, we hit the 200 EMA on the daily and just kind of pulled over it and slammed down. So now in the actual trade itself, and I'm gonna go to the hour right now, we had this nice pullback, and with that being said, we got this quick bounce up. Now, when you go back and look at your daily areas, this is where drawing your lines and looking at your key areas makes sense of it all. So obviously this was a key area. Let's see here. That was a key area. See how it wicked, and then this here being a key area, which was 382, which is a previous month high. So that was going into yesterday. Key areas for today definitely was here. And that's probably why it pulled off of the 10 area. So I'm gonna round that up to 10. Okay. So then we look at that was a key area, and then this was probably a key area as well, because this is where it pulled down. It had some congestion, but pulled down from, so the 890s. We'll just make that 9. So these are your key areas coming into today. Along with, let's see something here. Let's put that at 720. So as long as you look at yesterday's key area, which was close price, so on and so forth. Now that we zoom into the 5 minute, now it starts to look a little different, bit of an idea. So, had this nice congestion in between the 720, 646. We're gonna make that 650. So you had this nice little rip. So now what happened with a lot of traders is if they didn't catch this first move up, and now how could you have caught that first move? Well, this is what we talked about: intraday support and resistance. So if you look at this right here was an intraday resistance / support. So remember, it rejected it here, it came back, retested it here, and jumped. So when it came back into this area, this was a key area. Obviously, it had a little bit of a congestion, and this would have been your entry area here. So breaking it down into the 1 minute, you can actually see the area more visually. So you had your nice little pullback, consolidation at a previous support resistance area, bounce, and then you had your quick rip. Now, not only did we rip through the daily supports, Now we're going through the 741 is yesterday's high. The green line is yesterday's close price. So what we had, and what a lot of traders call this, is a red to green play. So when people ask, well, what's a red to green? I don't understand what they mean by the stock went red to green. Well, when it was under this green line here, it was considered red for the day. When it was above the line, it's considered green for the day. And what that means is that the stock went from being a negative to a positive. So this was red for the day and green. So that line, that green line, is like where the stock went positive for the day. So when you get a nice little rip down and then you get a rip and retest at red to green, you usually get a nice pullback and a rip. There were several places you could have played it. I probably would have played it looking at the chart just based off the prior 15. And I'm saying that just because I see this here. And that would have been a nice little area to catch it off the pop. So if you would have looked down into the 1 minute, again, I always look for that pop over. So this right here would have been my confirmation that it was going higher. Now, some people treated this as A, and I know a few traders got in here off of that. And, if you look at this, you can see the actual trend. So you see that it bounced, consolidated. Right there is where it shows support. So this will be, again, an entry day support right here at we'll just call it 770. Give me 1 second here. Again, guys, I like those round numbers. So 770 would have been support. Definitely got your risk, 810, 30 cent, 40 cent risk, and ripped to 10. Now, when it ripped to 10, it hit a very significant area. Remember, we talked about that $10 area off of the daily. The $10 area off of the daily is where it just collapsed, and it collapsed so fast, it halted and then gapped down. Halted and then gapped down again, and pretty much finished for the day. Well, that's kind of why the SPY was down as well. It's just a direct correlation. So this was basically fell off of a very critical area of 1016. So if I was to get rid of all my lines, redraw the line at 10. All right, just to give you some clarity. Let's go back down to the daily. Now, if we look here and see this right here was a very high volume day when it pulled back. So that volume on that day was 752,000. So you got to think this was 5, 6, 7, 4, 615 volume, 319,000. Nothing really significant. This was a very significant day, 752,000. I mean, you can go back. Let's even break it down into a monthly, or let's say weekly. That week, we had 844,000. Every week before that, it was less. It was even less than 100,000. So this was a very critical time or area. So this peak area, this pull down here on this weekly was very important. Now you circle back to the daily, you can see it. Well, that day on April 5th, that's where all the volume came in for that week, and it pulled the stock back down. So that means there's a lot of people sitting right here. So when the stock came back up, pulled back up here, they just re-shorted into that critical area. This is the reason why looking at all the critical areas are important before you place a trade, because you don't want to be buying in the supplies, buying when the stock is moving to a supply zone. You would like the better to buy during a demand zone, and vice versa. You don't want to be shorting into a demand zone. So this is where those key elements of your support and resistance, just basic lines, basic zone areas, and watching the stock form and formulate in those areas before you make a trade. Okay, so the next stock I wanted to go over was ORMP. Let's see something here. ORMP. So again, we had a line drawn at 6:30 from the previous day. It has a nice little pull up the day before. This was a critical area right here at 823. We're gonna just round that to 25. and then we had an area here where it pulled down from right there. So that was $10 there. And then we had an area here where it pulled down from. So it acted as resistance. And that was 1240. So other than that, you might have had an area here at 14. We'll just call that 1470. And call it a day. So those are all your key areas for the most part, where the stock pulled down from. And I mean, you can probably use this as a key area as well, because it did pull down there, and that's 1140. All right, great. So let's go back into the chart. Now that we got all our zones based off the daily, let's zoom in on a basic chart and see how it performed. Now, we didn't get much volume here coming into the pre-market, so it probably would have been the move here. Now, if you look here, you see how it is supporting the $10 area. So it rejected it, came back, rejected it here, and acted as support, support, support. So there go your move right there. And this is probably where your entry would have been. So you would have looked at it and seen that, okay, I see it's doing this. So let's go down into the 1 minute, and now you can really see the pattern. So if we go back here and look at this, you can see that it bounced, pulled back, and bounced. So it showed that $10 was support right off the break right there. 1041, 1040s, 1045. Broke, went to 1070, came back, retested entry, and then ripped to 12. As you see, it bounced off of 1140, couldn't get to 1240, went to 1218, bounced around, tried to hold it as support, tried to go higher, but they couldn't do it. So right there is where it was setting up for the downtrend. Right there. So the biggest thing is just paying attention to the price action. So you see right here, it's on a downtrend around a previous support resistance area, and then as soon as it closed, it broke and just washed away, pulled right back down to 10. So a lot of shorts took in right here, risk to here, 20-cent risk, and got them a nice $1.40, $1.30 gain, and it just faded for the rest of the day. And look where it, lo and behold, came right back down here to 825. So this was an excellent short from 1140s back down to 825. So it's just really playing the lines, knowing where your key areas are, knowing where everything is, so you can actually play those lines, play those areas. And this was just a great trade all the way around. So congrats to all those guys that was in the Discord that took advantage of these trades. Again, big shout out to Trade King on that trade as well. And guys, if you have any questions, concerns, leave them in the comment section. We're always reaching out to try to help out the community, or jump in the Discord while it's still free and get some great information and things from there. And as I always tell new traders and old, when it comes to this game, you got to stay studying and stay focused.